What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and this is a pretty big story as the Team Kamala on the internet has just been caught absolutely red-handed, doing pretty much exactly what we all thought. The question is, will any of them actually get prosecuted? Again, it is Friday, November 1st. I hope that you're going out to vote today. I hope that you're going to vote for Donald J. Trump. If you don't, that's okay too. I just hope that you vote. If you're considering not voting for Trump, please email me and allow me a chance to convince you. But anyway, this is a pretty big story, and I do want to shout out metapcs.com, promo code quartering. They're the computer I use every single day. They're the laptop I use. They have gaming PCs, business PCs. You can build them custom from the ground up, or they have ready to ship, everything you could ever need. And you save money with promo code quartering, link in the description. And also your 12 days of coffee. This is the single best coffee advent calendar on the internet. It's got coffee, real cacao hot cocoa. It's got some of our sweet treats in it. It's absolutely, go ahead, look on Amazon. Try to find a better looking, better freestanding, better product filled advent calendar like this. You won't. We only made 3,000 of them. We sold through a huge amount already. Pre-orders linked in the description below. Let's get into this story. Now, block community notes we don't like. Harris campaign caught red-handed manipulating X, and this isn't the only crime we're going to talk about today. We're also going to talk about the White House committing a federal crime as well. Harris campaign caught red-handed manipulating X to censor criticism. Now, remember how we're always saying, yo, how come that Kamala HQ never gets community noted? It's crazy that it puts out lie after lie after lie, and by the way, it was allowed to do so through the entire election. Maybe they were community noted at a time, but I can tell you anecdotally, I never saw them community noted ever once. And I never saw it even when there was an obvious misrepresentation. Now, in part one of the investigation into how Kamala Harris' presidential campaign is deceptively manipulating online platforms, it was revealed that the campaign was operating a Discord server that directs hordes of volunteers to use their social media accounts to deceptively push election propaganda. The goal is, by the way, there's still time to fight back against this. I know a lot of you are, I only vote on election day people. That's fine. Get there early on election day, and please, please bring at least one other person with you. It's going to take 85 million votes to win this election, and we need every one of them. Don't wait for someone else. The goal is to artificially manufacture consensus by making pro-Kamala Harris messages on social media appear more popular than they actually are, and is often done in violation of the terms of service of social media platforms. In more extreme cases, they were encouraging people to skirt election laws and use these astroturfing campaigns to spread disinformation they think will help them win the upcoming election. Yesterday's report documented how the Harris-Walz campaign has seen great success in manipulating Reddit's algorithm, but it isn't the only social media site they're manipulating. The campaign has also been targeting Elon Musk's X, perhaps the most influential site for political news. One particular goal, according to a user on the Harris-Walz campaign Discord server, is to get campaign volunteers to swarm the site to block community notes that they don't like. Prior to Musk's purchase of Twitter, the site's management was known for capriciously removing information and regularly banning users. By the way, this is via The Federalist. Musk, a major free speech advocate, sought to institute a more neutral way to deal with misleading tweets, and community note system was born. By the way, a good system that just needs a little bit of a tweak here. Hopefully it didn't cost Trump the election. Select users who sign up for the program could propose notes to be added to tweets showing that the information was wrong, misleading, or required important context. Other users can then read the proposed note and vote on whether or not they're accurate. However, throughout the campaign, Harris-Walz official accounts have been remarkable conduits for disinformation and have regularly provided dishonest presentations of Trump fans' campaign. The Harris campaign's X account has been so bad that even CNN fact checker Daniel Dale, who has been very harsh on Trump for several years, wrote an entire column highlighting the errors and dishonesty. Despite this, virtually none of the false and misleading tweets from Kamala Harris campaign have had community notes appended to them. One likely explanation for this discrepancy is the Harris campaign is directing volunteers on its Discord server to vote down community notes, even when those notes accurately say the campaign is being deceptive. In this example below, after Kamala HQ tweet claimed Trump referred to Americans who don't support him as dangerous people, Timothy Durgan, an employee of the Democratic National Committee, urged campaign volunteers to vote down a community note that accurately pointed out that Kamala Harris was taking Trump's remark out of context. Right there is interfering with the election. I mean, I don't really know how else you could put that. This is red-handed DNC caught completely full rear end out. I mean, what is going on? In the community notes channel found on Harris Walls' official Discord, paid Democrat staffers are also writing dubious community notes on X to undermine GOP and Trump messaging. They then encourage voters to rate them positively. Here again, the D indicates a paid Democrat staffer, so they're there. Here's a community note. Just rated it helpful. Unsurprisingly, the notes are often filled with half-truth, misleading information, or lies, such as explaining how Joe Biden's son's brain tumor must have been due to his service in Iraq. The Harris Walls server even has a Twitter X community notes training module, which describes how to quickly bump up their community notes rating impact, which allows them to write their own community notes with high enough status. They also describe, quote, problems with community notes, such as Joe Biden being tagged in an inaccurate community note, and how users can, quote, rate them negatively. Meaning, yeah, you can go out and manipulate this. So they did it to Reddit. So instead, so these platforms stopped working with them or allegedly, and now suddenly they're just like, all right, well, we'll just manipulate your platform directly. Since X's community notes upvoting system is designed to mitigate political bias far better than Reddit's, the Harris Walls campaign to attempt to manipulate community notes on X hasn't been as successful. One Harris Walls Discord user lengthily expresses frustrations at bias mitigation system used by community notes. Quote, it's because a community note system is looking for notes that get people who normally disagree with each other to agree on a note, making it worthwhile. So a community note needs people who normally believe misinformation to cross over and agree with it. In fact, this case is misinformation. Other astroturfing operations. The Harris Walls Discord server provides an access to an app called Reach, which gives its users access to a database of, quote, entertaining Harris Walls campaign content. X has also introduced Radar, a feature that lets users see post volumes on specific topics using messaging guidance from 3 Reach posts. I found evidence of hundreds of astroturfing profiles for Harris campaign on X. The same search is done on Google with one of these images suggesting a broader reach. While Google data is larger, it's also likely incomplete with X data is complete. The scale of this operation continues to grow. Kamala Harris will deliver new opportunities for Latino men and communities. Number of times it appeared on X for the past 2 days, 114. So they were saying, here's what you say, copy paste. Kamala Harris is expanding opportunities for everyone to pursue American dream. 294 posts of that exact text. That exact text. Providing them memes. And basically, telling them, hey, go out there and be a bot for us. CNN fact check. Harris campaign social media account is repeatedly deceived with misleading edits and captions. I mean, if CNN is coming out and saying, hey, your campaign's full of bologna sausage, don't you think that should be something we talk about? Speaking of, now the White House commits what many are calling a federal crime. White House's false transcript of Biden garbage remarks may violate federal law, Republicans say. Let's listen to Peter Doocy.
And we have a story about White House stenographers. First time this whole cycle. The White House stenographers come with the House. They are not political. Some of them have been there since Trump and will be there after Biden. And they are now as mad as you will ever hear a stenographer on the record that White House officials working for President Biden tried to change the meaning of their transcript. So it sounded like the president on that Zoom with Voto Latino was just criticizing a comedian instead of all Trump supporters. So now we've got a supervisor from the stenographer's office who is saying, our stenography office transcript released to our distro, which includes the National Archives, is now different than the version edited and released to the public by press office staff. And Amy Sands, the director of that department, continued, please avoid sharing rush drafts and excerpts, which are subject to review and might create confusion among staff, media, and the public, while our stenography office completes a thorough review process. The White House is not explaining what exactly happened here, just to say the president confirmed in his tweet on Tuesday evening that he was addressing the hateful rhetoric from the...
No. What they did was change history to try and say, well, no, he didn't call half of America garbage. I mean, again, this is the same day that, a day after Mark Cuban calls Republican women dumb and dumb and non-independent or whatever. I mean, you got to be kidding me with this crap. Kamala Harris's official campaign, by the way, at minimum, everyone in that Discord should be banned from Discord because they're obviously breaking terms of service, and they should be banned from X for breaking terms of service. Now, it's extraordinarily frustrating that we only got this news on November 1st, basically after 99.5% of people's minds are made up. I mean, we've got almost 100 million votes already cast, I think. Somebody said 80 million, I think. So even, any kind of justice for this now isn't going to change anything. Anybody watching knew that Kamala Harris HQ was baloney, was astroturfed, and now we have evidence. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.